This frustrated her. She'd expected some show of enthusiasm from her chief. As she'd walked back to her desk, she'd hoped, at least, that her hard work had passed upstairs. 2 days later, she got her wish. Mrs. Stark had passed it on. Someone had read it, and Melanie Kraft was called into a fourth-floor conference room. Her supervisor, her department chief, and a couple of suits from the 7th floor that she did not recognize were already there when she entered. There was no pretense about the meeting at all. From the looks and gesticulations of the men at the conference table, Melanie Kraft knew she was in trouble even before she sat down. Miss Kraft, what is it you thought you would accomplish with your moonlighting? What is it you want? A 7th floor political appointee?
In 1 mile, take exit on right to US 30
Are you trying to get me
East.
around here with your little term paper? Or do you just want it to circulate around so that if Ryan wins and brings in his own people, you will be the flavor of the month? No. That had not occurred to her in the slightest. Theoretically, an administration change should have next to nothing to do with someone at her level in the agency. I just have been reading what we've been putting out on the Brotherhood, and I thought it could stand some countervailing data. There is open source intelligence, you'll see in the brief I cited everything, that points to a much more ominous... Miss Kraft, this isn't grad school. I'm not going to check your footnotes. Melanie did not respond, but she didn't bother continuing her defense of her paper either. Then it continued. You have overstepped your boundaries at a time when this agency is at its most polarized.
Take exit on right to US 30 East.
Unless the polarization was between the 7th floor graybeards who stood to lose their jobs with guilty defeat, and the 7th floor graybeards who stood to move into better positions with a Ryan win. That world was far removed from her own, and she would have thought Pettit could have seen that. Sir, it was not my intention to cause any rift here in the building. My focus was on the realities in Egypt and the information that was... Did you prepare this document while you were supposed to be working on your daily reports? No, sir, I did this at home. We can open an investigation into you to see if you used any classified resources to create. 100% of the information in that document is open source. My fictitious internet identities were not created from actual agency legends. Honestly, there is nothing I have access to on a daily basis that would have been any help to me in preparing my paper. You have a strong opinion that the Brotherhood is nothing but a gang of terrorists. No, sir, that is not the conclusion of my paper. The conclusion of my paper is that the rhetoric in the English-speaking world runs counter to the Masri rhetoric put out by the same organization.